Hello, I'm Kate, Salon Director at North Lane Hair Company in Brighton. So the biggest request that I've had is how to cut my husband's hair. So I'm going to give you some top tips on how to do that. Keep them looking handsome and not too overgrown. Clearly it works on whoever you're living with, your brother, your son, your dad, of course. So we are going to do a scissor cut. So potentially you have got some beard trimmers at home. Tomorrow I'm going to go through how to use your clippers, but if you haven't or they don't really work, then let's go for a scissor cut. Okay, the hair has to be wet, and ideally cut the hair before it's got too overgrown, then you can be copying the previous cut. Before you start, you need to establish how much shorter do you want to go. Alright, generally the way you can tell that, if we're talking about a haircut that's normally over the ears, whether it's been clipped over the ears or scissor cut, when you look to the side, have your husband look to the side, you can see how overgrown the ears it is, if that makes sense, and that's how much you're going to want to take off. Okay, so it may be over the ears by 1 centimetre, take 1 centimetre off all over. Alright, so establish how much shorter you want to go before you start. Have a consultation with your clients. How short do they want to go? Are they in charge? Maybe you're in charge. Maybe you go as short as you want their hair to be. The first section you're going to work on is through the top section through here. So from the crown, that's the top of the head, to the front hairline, that's going to be your first section. I have been showing you how to cut hair at home with a hairbrush and some nail scissors, but I can't quite manage that anymore. I need my real tools, so I'm working with a comb and I'm going to work with some hairdressing scissors. So do your best with what you have, but yes, a comb is ideal. Okay, so we have wet hair. So on this lovely model, I have given them a wonderful side parting because we're going to work on this first. So we're going to comb the hair off to the side. Now I don't have my scissors just yet because I want to talk through it first. We're going to comb it to the side. We're going to use the fine toothed side of the comb, and we're going to bring our section over, and then we're going to pull it up. Let me show you what I'm doing actually. So we're going to comb our section, going to go over, and then we're going to bring it up. So this is our first section that we're going to work on. So we want lots of tension. So we're using scissor fingers to hold the hair, and we're going to take off. So based on what we said at the front, we're going to take off 1 centimetre. This is a training head, so the hair's not quite all one length, so it will vary slightly, but I'm going to show you that we're going to take off 1 centimetre and you're going to cut straight across through here. So we have cut our first section, we've pulled it up and we've cut straight across. You're then going to go a tiny bit further in front of that section, and what you're going to do is pick up the hair that you've just cut along with the next section that hasn't been cut yet. So again, you're going to have tension in your hands and you're going to bring the hair straight up, and when you push the hair forwards, you will see the hair behind it, which is the bit that you've previously cut. That's called your guideline. So you're going to know how much to cut based on what you previously just cut off. So you're going to take that amount again. So you're going to then go to your next section, which is exactly the same. So what we're doing is we are lifting the hair up off the base. What that means is we're lifting the hair directly up from where you've combed it. Okay, let me take this head off to show you what I mean. Okay, so I've just said that we're cutting the hair directly off base. What does that mean? So what that means is that we're lifting it up, and our first section, let me do it with my wrong hand so you can see. I'm holding it there, so it's directly above the section you just held. Okay, now our next section is in front of that, and then we are equally holding the hair straight up from where we have just combed. The bit that we previously cut is coming forward to that section so we can see how much we cut off last time, but the section we've just combed is going directly up above us. Okay, so we have done taking a section and moved forward, move forward, move forward. We are going to continue that in very small sections, coming further forwards, pulling it up and taking off that small amount, cutting it straight. We're going to keep going forward until we run out of hair. So in each section that you're lifting up, you will have some new hair that's not been cut and some of the hair that you have just cut. So your section should only be about that deep, about 1/2 centimetre in depth. Let me show you that. So we've got hair that we haven't cut yet, and then we're picking up hair that we have cut. So we want to try and keep our sections quite nice and clean, so straight lines through there, bringing the hair directly up and then cutting straight along, as I said, until we get to the front and we have run out of hair. So your last section will be here, coming straight up and cutting along there. That's your first section done. Okay, so we're just going to cross-check through this top section. So we know it's not going to be perfect, but we just want to have a little look to see how even it is. So comb all forward from the crown to the hairline and lifting up in the exact opposite direction as your section was previously. So lift that up, that should be quite straight across there. If your sections were too wide on the previous cut, then the hair will be bumpy like this. That's fine. All you need to do then is just cut it to the shortest piece in that section, and then go forward and do the same again, covering the whole space that you've just previously cut. Okay, so we're happy with our top section through here. Maybe ask your client to go and have a look in the mirror and see how that length is looking. Do you want to go shorter? If you do, this is the time to do it, rather than doing the whole haircut and then having to do it all again. So check your length right now. Okay, we're happy with the length, so now we're going to come to the sides. So I've got a lovely centre parting now, and we are going to start back at the crown, and we're going to do a similar thing. We're going to start at the crown, going to the forward to meet around the eyebrow. Again, small sections. What we need to think about more here is the shape of the head. So if I do a front section to show you, the head is obviously curving around. So through the top we were going straight up, but now we want to follow it around. It's going to be shorter into the ear. So we're going to be curving around and coming in quite tight through there. So we're going to be picking this section up, taking off the same amount, being conscious that our hand angle now is going to be coming around. Okay, so if you imagine that our line is like that, we're going to go tighter, shorter through there, a bit longer through here. So taking the hair out and cutting in this direction, and then again your next section you're going to be holding some of the hair you've just cut and then a piece behind it that you haven't yet cut, taking that all away to be coming in shorter through here. Okay, so if this is all right-handed, so we are coming with the scissors coming up, lots of tension, cutting through here. Okay, so we've gone all the way from the front to the back, from the eyebrow to the crown. We're going to do the same on the other side. So if you are right-handed, we're going to be moving around to this way. You're going to be stood in front, and again you're going to take your section, you're going to bring it out, and your scissors are still going to be coming underneath, coming up underneath there to take that shorter through here, longer through the top. Okay, so we have done our section through the middle, we've done the side, and then we're going to do the back section. So we've got lots of guidelines through here. We've got all this section through here is cut to the length we want it to be. So what that now means is that we're going to match up at the back. So we're going to take a section through here. Now this is going to show you, you're going to have your guideline from the hair that you previously cut. Now your section is going to be like an orange segment, and it's going to come around and you're going to meet to where you previously cut through there. So that's nice and even, matching what you've done on the top. I'm going to do that cut for you now sped up so that you can see, and we can then see what's happening on the sides and the edges. Okay, so there we have it. That was our front section going forward, then we did the side, then we did the side, then we matched in around the crown following the length. Of course, you might be cutting shorter than this, you might be cutting it longer than this, just to give you the gauge of how it's going to be. So now we're going to work on our sides. This is working on not having clippers. So same thing, but we're going to be going closer to the head and closer to our fingers. So we're going to work on this right side first. So again, we've got our guideline from the previous section we cut. Can you see through there? Let's come forward a bit. So if I'm going to take this section, we can see that that's the bit we previously cut. There's no hair there, so that's the bit we want to use that guideline, and then we want to be going down to no hair around the ears. So our angle is going to come like this. Our fingers are going to be pretty much touching the head here, and then not cutting shorter than the previous bit we cut. And then again, a tiny section coming forward, and then you'll have a guideline for the previous cut. Let me show you that guideline. So we're coming in, we're going nice and short. Okay, that's our guideline. All the hair there is gone. And then our next section we bring out is a really small section. You can see behind it the hair that I've just cut. So that's our line that we're going to follow to go the same length as the section before. And then we're just coming forward each time, taking all of that length away. So I will do this fast as well, and then we're going to do the same on the other side. Okay, so we have gone through the top, we've completed the sides, and we've gone through the back, because that follows around for the section that you're doing at the sides, that connects all the way around. So on my doll's head, this is already short, but basically the technique is exactly the same. We're taking our sections nice and tight, bringing straight out from the head, and we're following the shape of the head. It obviously goes in through here, so you're going to be going nice and tight through here, going down until again you run out of hair. Okay, so taking those sections nice and small, a nice bit of tension, and cutting that shape to follow into the head. Okay, so now we have cut all of the hair. We've started the top, we did the side, connected the back, then we did the sides lower down, and then low down at the back. You have to appreciate with this mannequin head, it sticks right out, so it doesn't look great. Tomorrow I am going to use my wonderful husband Nick as a model. We're going to do some clipper work, and so then you'll see the edges looking a bit sharper than my model is right here. But yeah, we do need to do some finishing touches around the edges. We will start with the fringe. So if you saw my kids fringe trim tutorial, you'll see that we're going to pick this section up, bringing it straight above you, and we're going to chip into it, because at the moment it's called a blunt cut, a cut that's all straight along, so it doesn't look too cool. So we're going to chop in a little bit, mess it up a little bit. So bring that straight above you, and then we're going to chop in. That means cutting at an angle, so fairly directly above, and that will just take out that blunt line, just softening a little bit. So in the middle, and then to the side, and then the other side, just taking that straight line away. That'll just chop into your fringe, just softening a little bit through there. Now we're going to look at around the ears. So a couple of things around the face. So comb this section forward through here, and then any longer pieces through there, you can hold your comb in place and take that line away through there, and then over the ears. So from the front, just follow along the hairline. This is obviously really over the top because it's a mannequin head, but that's obviously the hairline through there. So you're going to cut along that line. So do the front section, and then I would suggest, if you ask your husband, your partner, your client to hold their ear forward. So if I can show you, just to hold the ear forward so that you can then cut behind the back. You can come up at that opposite direction through there. So being nice and sharp around the ear. Again, bring this bit forward. Any longer pieces you can cut away. If you want to go a bit tighter, you can put your comb underneath and trim it away like that. This is called scissor over comb. We're getting a bit more advanced now. Maybe don't do that on the first go. So then I'll show you again on the other side. We're going to comb this forward, taking that line away, and then I'm going to go around the ears, going up, following the hairline. Comb the hair down if you need to, and then coming up at this angle around the back as well, combing this bit forward behind the ear. Again, we can lift it up if we need to just take it a little bit shorter, and we would do that same technique at the back and the hairline through here, but if we needed to, we could just come up underneath and just cross check and chip away through there. Okay, there we have it. Your very basic, very fundamental version of trimming your husband's hair, your son, your brother, your dad, anybody in the house with their hair's too long. Please send me your pictures. I hope it goes well. Any questions before you start, let me know. Anything that I might have missed, yeah, let me know. Good luck.